What's up, guys? Anyways, if you pay attention, you'll see that I just bounced out of that last stream, and here I am right back into another one because the very first try off stream, I did it.
Go sacrifice yourself.
That would be my life in a nutshell. Not my luck, my life, because it's not about luck.
The flagship, the Emperor was readying some arcane weapon.
But anyway, we made it. So we'll throw it back on here.
The core. A devastating beam lanced out of the flagship. Bernardo zigzagged wildly to keep the Farfair out of it. Now the Raven scout ships were closing the distance. And the beam was getting closer too. Then came a blinding flash. And the air was searingly hot all around him. There was a thunderous, deafening roar.
Laser beam.
Burnt oak and burnt feathers and burnt flesh. But when he could hear and see again, they were alive and unhurt. And they were alone in the sky. Zenobia embraced him. They had done it. Through luck and through love, they had won the war.
Oh no.
Avalon, here we come, he said as he held her arms wide in the prow of the boat.
You're gonna tell me this is the end of the game right here?
Maybe the real Avalon is wherever we're together, she said. And so, after a bit of an argument, Bernardo and Zenobia went to one of the two Avalons. The one shrouded in mists. Or the one in their hearts. But which one they went to, I'll never tell. He'd done it. He'd forged his own destiny. Well, he hadn't actually done it. But he knew what he would do. Bernardo's book. He practically wanted to kiss it. The kid's sacrifice hadn't been in vain. He'd saved the book and saved the world. Bernardo owed him and his mother so much. Bernardo lowered the mainsail and let the Farfarer shoot forward in the breeze. Second star to the right and straight on till morning. This time, he would win.
Are you serious? That's the fucking end? Excuse my French, but what is going on? The Ablut Stone and Sky Ripper always active. This option can be toggled in the gameplay option menu. So now what?
The clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Bernardo knew that using it could go catastrophically wrong. But he was sure he could figure out how to use it safely. Also, a temple
I thought so, because there's just too much of that book that's left undone.
Was hidden there. It was a dangerous artifact. It could corrupt its user into a bloodthirsty monster. Maybe he could find a way to use it. To take its power without surrendering to its wickedness.
No.
And also,
you can't.
His old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Of course. Bernardo had a pretty strong suspicion that Lapino had betrayed the rebellion. And he had a gut feeling that he needed to use that to his advantage.
Even though Lapino wasn't what anyone would consider a game changer, he could come up with some harebrained schemes. Maybe rescuing him was worth it. I'm gonna go with that one just because
Bernardo finally realized that Lapino was a traitor to the cause, and maybe Bernardo could use that somehow. Bernardo couldn't quite put his paw on when he'd realized Lapino was working for the Empire. He'd never exactly seen Lapino sending coded messages to the palace, but he was sure. The rabbit had been on too many disastrous missions where he was the only survivor, or where he accidentally missed getting on the boat that went down to the abyss in flames. If Renato could prevent Lapino from getting back to the fleet with all the intelligence he'd probably gathered,
sounds like he's talking about
it might
Hillary.
be worth the trip.
Thought it was pretty funny. I see Casey Neistat has finally led on to what was the reality of who was who paid for his endorsement. Now we know. Whoever the company is that builds that 360 camera that he made that commercial for. With what's her name, that Heidi Strice or whatever, whoever that freaking girl's name is, whatever the woman's name is.
Lapino had talked Renato out of
I think it's pretty easy to see now, guys, huh?
And Renato had rescued Lapino from
it's pretty easy to say, yes, no, I'm not being paid by Hillary to endorse her. No, you're right, you're not. You're being paid by somebody who endorses her. Who wanted her to be president. That's what you did. That's what happened. In a nutshell.
People had laughed at the
pretty obvious now as far as I'm concerned.
But you could see the benefits everywhere.
Now I remember why he kept that shield breaker on.
Resented him. Lapino was hilarious because he was so down on himself and everyone else. But behind the laughs, he wasn't a happy camper. Was this payback? Or did the Empire have his little white tail in a vice? Sometimes, at home, he'd wave
so
his
weird
sword
how sometimes those things don't break. There we go. Might be some goodies down there.
Ravens were landing everywhere from dropships. He'd better get moving.
That was a little weird.
If they got to Lapino first, the rabbit would give the Empire all the intelligence he'd been stealing from the rebellion, probably give him a medal. He'd have to be very careful about how he played Lapino. At the slightest hint of danger, the mad rabbit would take off like a rabbit. Oh, now I don't have anyone to talk to. Bloody and exhausted, Renato finally reached Lapino. The rabbit was practicing shuffling his favorite deck. Now that he knew what the rabbit was, there were a few things about him that Renato didn't find so amusing anymore. You sent me an urgent message saying that you're in danger. Oh, I am. The Ravens are coming.
You sent me a message saying you were in danger, and here you are playing
Zenobia.
cards.
Renato wanted to clap shackles on the rabbit and shout, "You're a traitor, and I'm not falling for it." But if there was one thing Renato was sure of, it was that the core of the Sky River was dangerous mostly to its user. If he could put it in the Emperor's hands, old Isengrim III might blow himself and his fleet up with it. Yes, that was it. Me? A traitor? I'm hurt, said Lapino. Why ever would you say that? We found your code book, said Renato.
We found your code. We know. We saw the evidence. Stupid. That's why.
You got me, said Lapino. And you know what? I don't regret a thing.
No. Usually greedy people don't.
You're the pretty hero. You get the girl. You get the medal. And what do I get? Rabbit food. I thought you liked rabbit food. Go to hell, said Lapino. And he made a gesture. And 20 ravens came out of nowhere and stabbed Renato to death. He had tried something bold and paid the price for it.
Well, that is strange. So now what?
How had they come to this? They'd been on so many adventures together. Lapino had talked Renato out of prison at least 4 times, and Renato had rescued Lapino from at least 2 lynch mobs.
Alright, hold on guys, I gotta do something real quick. Alright, sorry about that.
But he'd always felt that the rabbit resented him. Lapino was hilarious.
Yeah, I don't like
because he
it
was so
not being able to break right through
everyone
those
else.
frickin' shields.
But behind the laughs, he wasn't a happy camper.
Oh,
Was this payback?
down there.
Or did the Empire have his little white tail in a vice?
What the fuck? I don't know how I didn't see that thing.
No one could beat Renato at hot potato.
Treasure Hunter, level 2. Level 2. Ooh. Hey, help.
Well, no sense collecting more materials. It was time to make something pointy.
Ooh, which one do I want to upgrade? Also freezes all surrounding enemies. I need to go that one. It brings it to what? Loot by 2%. No, but you know what? I'm gonna put back on shield breaker. So now I need all those pieces all over
this kind of firewall. You had to warm it up to you.
Almost didn't make it.
Not everyone knew how to use magical gems.
Level 3.
Of course. Not
Oh,
everyone
3%.
had magical gem gauntlets like he did.
Maybe I'll throw it on just for a second, see what it does. Put it on instead of I wish you could get more slots. Let's do energy on kill. And we'll put treasure hunter instead of attack for right now.
His mother
God,
never let him
way
wave
down.
his sword around at home. He guessed he was still compensating for that.
You think it speeds him up? That's a good thing to have, especially in these battles where I start fighting so many of them at once. I need a lot of those things. Didn't we already go in there? Yeah, I was pretty sure we did. I don't understand.
Oh, good! And a hitting run for the nest! Said the lead raven. Ravens were landing everywhere from dropships. He'd better get moving. If they got to Lupino first, the rabbit would give the Empire all the intelligence he'd been stealing from the rebellion, and they'd probably give him a medal. He'd have to be very careful about how he played Lupino. At the slightest hint of danger, the mad rabbit would take off like a rabbit. It was time for a little exploration.
Dear Zenobia, how are you enjoying the academy? New friends must already be flocking around you, no doubt. Here in the palace, things are the same. I have much time to dedicate to my special hobby. I have been collaborating with the professor, Calaveras, and his team of experts to investigate the nature of the islands. My gut is telling me that the islands are alive. No, you already read that.
A gem of
Hey,
power.
what's that? Physical resistance.
He didn't
level
find those
3.
every day. Peppino would betray him, the core was dangerous. And Renato had a fleeting idea that the two ideas went together somehow. And then it was gone again. Oh, damn ideas. They never stuck around when you needed them. Bloody and exhausted, Renato finally reached Peppino. The rabbit was practicing shuffling his...
I wonder why they had him go the other route last time. That's so stupid.
Now that he knew what the rabbit was, there were a few things about him that Renato didn't find so amusing anymore. You sent me an urgent message saying that you're in danger. Oh, I am. The ravens are coming. Now, I got a clever plan to kidnap Zenobia. Renato wanted to clap shackles on the rabbit and shout, "You're a traitor, and I'm not falling for it." But if there was one thing Renato was sure of, it was that the core of the Sky Ripper was dangerous mostly to its user.
We've already heard this.
If he could put it in the Emperor's hands, old Lysengram III might blow himself and his fleet up with it. Yes, that was it. Renato felt like a real hero, brave and smart. He told the rabbit all about the Sky Ripper's God's Eye core.
God's Eye core. All-seeing eye core.
He told the rabbit.
Is that what they mean by that?
Idea. I'll get the core and you attack Zenobia, said the rabbit. Right, yeah, that is better.
Yeah.
Agreed Renato.
Conned him right into it.
The traitor would make sure the Emperor got the core. Now Renato just needed the Emperor to use the core. If he could only get something that the Emperor wanted very badly. Zenobia. He could save her and bait the Emperor at the same time.
Are you serious? No, Russia did it. It's all Russia.
Right. Now,
I'm honestly surprised
fight his way through Zenobia's invading
not
troops,
more to
sneak
do
onto
about
her
it.
ship and into her bedroom and kidnap her
All
without
this
any of her dozens of guards alerting her.
Talk about
Then
Russia and
he would
what
rely on
they've
her
done
love
to us in
convince her
our
how evil her father
election
was.
process.
So she'd run away with him instead of going back
I'm
to her
surprised
father.
there's not
He
more
was going to blow himself up.
kickback from Russia on it.
Did sound a little
I
risky.
really am.
But Renato had a feeling it would work out somehow. It always did. Weapon ever used. Or not.
I should have walked down that other hallway. Now what do we got on here? Energy on kill, treasure hunter, we're gonna take off that treasure hunter and put on physical resistance. Let's see, what does that do for us? 40%. That's quite a bit right there, what's that?
So that's what they meant by a firewall. What unlocks a firewall?
So that's what they meant by a firewall. that sounds like Hillary too, right there. Oh, so that's what a firewall is? Do you mean like really fire? Fire to protect you from what, something? What is it protecting you from? I don't understand. You mean like wipe it with a cloth? Is that what you mean?
Renato remembered when he'd first stolen one of these. Good times.
So weird. See, what's that shield breaker end up going to? What does that do now? Your hit causes shield grunts to take damage and propels away their shield like a projectile. Woohoo!
Maybe I should follow my nose, thought Renato.
Just energy. There we go.
You blinked. Renato was halfway to Zenobia's encampment when Lapino showed up. He was disheveled and distraught. They jumped us. I barely got away.
What are you doing, Kay?
Oh, they got the core. Oh, it was all going according to plan, thought Renato. Now he just needed Zenobia on his side. Yes, that was even better. The Iblis stone. Zenobia could get it. And then the Emperor would have to pursue them. Wait. No. The gem would corrupt anyone. Even her. That's it, he thought. Even Lapino. Even though Lapino was already a traitor. It would turn him against his secret master, the Emperor. He would try to make himself Emperor. And the Emperor would have to defend himself with the core. Boom. He was a super genius.
Hmm?
And so, Renato set about getting himself captured by Zenobia to turn her against her father. Once she knew the truth about her father's plans for her,
I think that's the way I didn't go last
the
time.
Iblis stone. Unfortunately, once she had it, the Iblis stone took hold of her. In a rage, she decided to assassinate her father and become Empress. Renato pursued her to the final battle to stop her becoming evil. Zenobia slew the Emperor. Lapino shot Zenobia. Renato killed Lapino. Bittersweet victory was at hand, but then the core exploded, destroying both the Imperial and Rebel fleets. Death, Dark Ages, the usual thing. He tried something bold and paid the price for it.
Well, I guess that's not the route we go, guys.
Right. Now, all Renato had to do was fight his way through Zenobia's invading troops, sneak onto her ship and into her bedroom, and kidnap her without any of her dozens of guards alerting her. Then, he would rely on her love for him to convince her how evil her father was, so she'd run away with him instead of going back to her father, who was going to blow himself up. It did sound a little risky. But Renato had a feeling it would work out somehow. It always did. I'll just have a dash, thought Renato.
I think I gotta go just do it again and then pick him.
All this ore. Renato could forge a really great sword. He was a master forger. That probably wasn't the right word.
Strange, I don't get it.
Long live the Emperor! Called the ravens.
How are you supposed to finish the book if they snap a different way? Too easy, too easy. I guess we shall see. After I finish this level, we'll see if there's any new stickers in the book. If not, probably say to heck with it.
Had that door been opened before?
I think it's pretty cool that it's there again. Back up to 42. I don't know how many. I think I need 90 or 80, something like that. I don't think I jumped down last time. Ah.
Hey, why don't you guys fight in groups? Oh, I know. Because there's no I in team. Bernardo was halfway to Zenobia's encampment when Lupino showed up.
Weird.
He was disheveled and distraught. They jumped us. I barely got away. Oh, they got the core. Oh, it was all going according to plan, thought Bernardo. Now he just needed Zenobia on his side. Yes, that was even better. The Ablut stone. Zenobia could get it. And then the Emperor would have to pursue them. Wait. No. The gem would corrupt anyone. Even her. That's it, he thought.
Wish they'd let me skip this.
Even Lupino. Even though Lupino was already a
Heard
traitor.
it. Heard it.
It would turn him against his secret master, the Emperor. He would try to make himself Emperor. And the Emperor would have to defend himself with the core. Boom. He was a super genius. This is terrible, Bernardo told the rabbit. If only I had gone for the Ablut stone. But now it's lost in enemy territory. He handed Lupino a map.
Sucker him right into going
to
to
bearer so much power.
all by
I can only
himself.
hope the Emperor never finds it. What was that? Said Lupino. I think someone's following us. I didn't hear anything. Rabbit ears. You go on ahead. I'll check it out. And with that,
His rabbit ears.
Lupino hopped off with the map.
Just like our intelligence agencies. They can tell Russia did it. No evidence, no facts. They can just tell.
This chest was filled with old concert t-shirts. And something useful.
Ouch, ouch. Yeah, boy. That Ablut stone is actually fighting for me.
Bernardo slinked through Zenobia's ship, making no sound at all. She was curled up on her bed. He'd forgotten how beautiful she was, how sleek, how soft.
As he sneaks into the woman's
He tapped her on the shoulder
bedroom.
with his sword.
That's just weird.
She was made of smoke, and he noticed he had a very solid blade to his throat. Did you really think you could capture me? Heard a familiar voice. I just wanted to chat, said Bernardo. Did you ever wonder why the Emperor adopted you? He needs a sacrifice. Someone who truly loves him, to make a bargain with the lost gods. That's...
To make a bargain with the devil.
Why? He wants to bring them back. That's crazy. Why would anyone... They could make him
That's
immortal.
Satanist stuff right there, guys.
An eater of souls. And with that, her eyes widened.
Just, you know what I mean? Obviously, it's
Bernardo told her how he had
being
rescued a priest whose
fictionalized,
order
but
had been massacred.
it is
How he had
doctrine,
slept in a burnt
Satanistic
village.
doctrine.
At midnight, the Emperor's victims had come to him in his dreams to tell him of the hideous eldritch rituals they'd been sacrificed in. He could still see those kittens and puppies, their wide, sad eyes, their moist noses. You can't prove that. I've got a witness at the observatory.
It's crazy. They are lifting the veil. What was once taboo will now be mainstream.
He couldn't tell her, not yet, why he was really here. He didn't want her to be anywhere near the fleet when her father
those
blew
who still believe it's taboo will be considered minorities.
The Emperor's obscene rituals
and racists, they're bigots, they're fascists.
How he'd followed the appalling trail of the
just because they want to preserve their moral beings.
For the sake of his own immortality.
You know, their morals.
Any of this ring a bell?
Because they want to preserve their morals.
You told me it was all lies. You've always known when I was lying.
They'll be looked down upon.
I always hated that about you, said Renato.
I mean, I can see that clear as I'm, you know, talking right now over this microphone.
Renato had rescued a priest whose order had been massacred for
that is happening.
He had slept in a burnt village.
And I also know because I've read and or listened to the Bible on tape completely, and that is prophecy from the Bible. That these days would be like this. Woohoo! Energy! Energy! Only 3? What is that? Up we go.
Sharp? Check. Pointy? Check. Flexible? Check. What else do you need in a sword?
Yeah, buddy.
Don't you think I'd know if my father started practicing black magic? Why? Would you join in? No. I'd destroy his books and I'd... Oh, God. Okay. You're not completely wrong. They resurrected one of his victims. Well, look, I mean, look, it's not exactly alive, but it can talk. A true witness, she said.
He brought back to life one of his victims. Okay. Up, up, up. Doesn't it seem like we should be able to get over there?
No skateboarding, the sign said.
See?
How far exactly did these things travel?
Nice. Take it. Good old Alty and I.
The observatory was a burning hulk. Dead scientists and black feathers everywhere. The Ravens had taken special care to burn the reanimated witness to cinders. Zenobia stared at the carnage. He didn't want me to hear the witness, did he? I guess not. What's your plan? She asked. So, Renato explained
I
his
think that's
brilliant
it for that
gambit.
chapter, boys and girls.
Send Lapino to get the Ablut stone, become super powerful and corrupted, provoke the Emperor into using the core against him, thus blowing up both of them, and hopefully the fleet too. Let me visit your council, she said, shaken. I want to help. Could he really trust her?
See, look at all these extras.
She said she had an errand to run, so they met up sometime later in the mountains. She seemed...
Not quite.
different. It seems she'd gone and knocked Lapino out
One
of
more
drowsy
chapter,
gas and taken the Ablut
think.
stone from him. Whoa, what? No, that wasn't a plan. I know. Your plan was terrible. Now where's the council? Couldn't we just go somewhere? Quiet, Talk this over? You lying son of a bitch. They're not here. The sword was bloody. I told you the truth. Well, mostly. I'm going to kill my father now. But first, I'm going to kill you. And that is exactly what she did. He tried something bold and paid the price for it.
I don't know what happens there. You might mean I have to go play that level all over again.
He couldn't tell her, not yet, why he was really here. He didn't want her to be anywhere near the fleet when her father blew himself and Lapino up. So he told her about how the Emperor's obscene rituals had raised ancient artifacts out of the land. How he'd followed the appalling trail of the hideous horrors His Majesty had perpetrated for the sake of his own immortality. Any of this ring a bell? He said. He told me it was all lies. You've always known when I was lying. I always hated that about you, said Renato. The rebellion had started after atrocities that the Empire hushed up. Renato had rescued a priest whose order had been massacred for one book. He had slept in a burnt village. Dead kittens and puppies had come to tell him what the Emperor had done to them. Oh, you got such delicious looking eyeballs! Caught the lead, Raven. Thank you, I think, said Renato. It never hurt to be polite.
I'm almost ready to level up again. We're getting there. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go.
Or I could go that way, he thought. Having a pet. Well, like having a goblin.
Whoa, hello energy.
Don't you think I'd know if my father started practicing black magic? Why? Would you join in? No! I'd destroy his books and I'd... Oh, God. Okay, you're not completely wrong. They've resurrected one of his victims. Well, look, I mean, look, it's not exactly alive.
Yes, we know. We've already been through this. Come on.
She said.
They should have made a way, Skip.
This was definitely better than pulling yourself up in a bucket.
Definitely better than pulling yourself up in a bucket. A magical rock. Definitely better, but not plausible and definitely not likely.
Trap. Who doesn't love being shot at by cannons? And who kept these things loaded anyway? Once, Renato had been to a dungeon where all the chests were locked. It was awful.
69. We got a 69 ore. Maybe we need 75 or 80, one of the two. Maybe even more, I'm not sure.
The observatory was a burning hulk. Dead scientists and black feathers everywhere. The Ravens had taken special care to burn the reanimated witness to cinders. Zenobia stared at the carnage. He didn't want me to hear the witness, did he? I guess not. What's your plan? She asked. So, Renato explained his brilliant gambit. Sending Lapino to get the Ablut stone, become super powerful and corrupted, provoke the Emperor into using the core against him, thus blowing up both of them, and hopefully the fleet too. Let me visit your council, she said, shaken. I want to help. Could he really trust her? He'd done it. He'd made Zenobia see how evil her father really was. He wished she didn't feel this urge to join in the rebellion. After all, he'd taken care of the Emperor, right? Yeah, but she'd always been conscientious like that. She told him she had to go somewhere first. So Renato gave her the location of the secret base, and they agreed to meet in the ruins. He had a very good feeling about this.
She's been programmed. Just like many Americans these days. Hypnotized by the television.
What had Zenobia gone off to do? What was more important than meeting the Rebel Council? Had he made a mistake, sending her to the ruins?
Than meeting the Rebel Council.
No.
Yeah, them good old rebels.
They could trust each other. He could trust her because she never broke her word. And she could trust him because she could see right through him. Well, she'd probably be there well before him. She at least didn't have to fight her way through rainstorms of ravens. Was a woman.
Not too bad for not paying much attention. I almost was spacing out there, guys. I've had enough. As soon as I'm done this level, I'm done. That's my sign. Still not enough. How many more do I need? Oh, I need 100. Holy cow. Not a thing.
Truth was, Renato really liked the sound his sword made in the air.
That is weird, how you can only break them from certain angles sometimes. Still don't know how to...
As he came around the bend, there was Lupino.
There we go.
Unconscious on the side of the path. And Renato could smell a familiar, sweet, smoky scent. Who? Zenobia. It had to be. She never used a combat spell when she could use drowsy gas. That meant she had the Iblis stone. What would it do to her? She hated her father now. She'd kill him for sure. The council wouldn't mind if she killed the Emperor, but murdering her father would destroy her. He had to get to whatever ledge she was on and talk her down from it.
Yes, you must.
Sleep tight, thought Renato.
I don't understand how those things are hitting me when I'm already by them by the time they start buzzing. But that just literally took over 100 of my life away. Almost 100 of my life away.
So he was close to the rebel base. Nothing was on fire. So far, so good. Ice walls only let you through if they knew you were cool.
I think that is
Everyone in the council chamber was dead. Zenobia stood shivering in the courtyard, drenched in blood. Why? He managed.
Alright guys,
They started arguing
so
with me.
thanks for stopping in, and if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you want to see more like it, if there's things that I'm doing that you'd like to, you know, that you like and maybe would like more of, or less of, or vice versa, whatever. Let me know, holler at me. I have a Facebook page, I have a Twitter page. Holler at me, guys. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all the feedback, all the love, all the respect, everything. I do, I really do, guys. So God bless, keep the faith, and know that Jesus loves you.